It was this man, more than anyone else, who saw the mass appeal of Shulgin's compound. Michael Clegg had spent 14 years studying for the priesthood.
I had my whole life wanted to know the thoughts of God. When I had my first experience with ecstasy, it was like, Moses on the mountain with the revelation.
Clegg became an evangelist for MDMA, and it was Clegg who rechristened it Ecstasy.
I think I had 3 callings in my life. One was to the priesthood, one was falling in love with my wife and to get married, and this was the 3rd one. My mission was to get ecstasy to the whole world. We would invite friends over to our house in Dallas, and we would say, we're going to share a substance with you that you've never heard about, but if you trust us, you'll take this. Their lives were totally touched. They walked out of there wanting to share it with their friends.
And share they did. Almost overnight, Clegg's ecstasy would be all over Dallas. Michael Clegg was about to become Ecstasy's first millionaire. In the early 1980s, Dallas, Texas was ecstasy country. Michael Clegg saw to that.
We just gave it away. We gave it away for years. We never charged for it. And then it started getting prohibitively expensive. I couldn't afford to just give it away. So we started selling it, and the race was on.
And there was plenty of money to chase in Dallas. Oil money, real estate money, technology money. It was a boom town, and ecstasy was there to fuel the party.
It was like an atom bomb exploded with this thing. It just overnight, in a matter of a year, people were talking about it everywhere.
Clegg was manufacturing ecstasy in California and flooding Dallas with nearly 500,000 pills a month. It was perfectly legal.
When I first got here, instead of my focus being on what I considered the priority drugs, heroin and cocaine, I started getting all these calls on ecstasy, MDMA. It was not illegal, and it was being sold at nightclubs, very popular here in Dallas.
Ecstasy was popular with everyone from housewives to urban cowboys. At Southern Methodist University, it was the party drug of choice. And nowhere was ecstasy use more rampant than in Dallas nightclubs. This is the start.
It was not uncommon for you to show up at the Stark and find your parents' friends higher than you were. Eventually, I think the only people I didn't see at the Stark were my parents.
They were hearing music they couldn't hear anywhere else. They were in a great room, 10,000 feet or 20,000 feet of black marble. And they had this new drug, which made you want to dance.
I think that a lot of it had to do with the fact that it was legal, that everybody was able to be open about it. It's Stark. Everything flowed, everybody flowed. There were no borders.
And apparently no limit to the demand in Dallas.
It was big business. Never in the entire time we produced it did the supply ever catch up to the demand. I mean, it was just had its own life. It was doing its own thing, and we could just barely hang on.
The fact of the matter is that you had the, shall I say, the CEO of the drug market, or of ecstasy, living here in Dallas, and he built a clientele that made him a very, very wealthy person. And as long as the drug was not illegal and people were asking for it, our hands were tied.